Welcome to the first episode of the Seeking Eye Life Exploration podcast. I'm Darren. If you don't know me from the Facebook group or the blog website or YouTube or anything like that, I am a currently 23-year-old training psychotherapist and kind of leisurely life and consciousness explorer / researcher, non-professionally, just in my spare time, which arose as a result of me living with anxiety and depression, which kind of pushed me into this direction without much consent, really, but one that was very, very beneficial to my evolution, I suppose. And ultimately it's led up to this moment here. Now, this podcast is something that I was thinking of starting a while ago after I started up the Seeking Eye website, Facebook group and YouTube, all of which are very, very, very small currently, because I want this podcast to be an educational tool, a free one, but I want this to be done in the right way, because there are many people online, especially, who claim to be these self-realized gurus and follow me and I will show you the path to righteousness or whatever. This podcast, I do not want to be anything like that, and I want to start off by saying that this podcast is not me providing you with information or telling you how to do things or telling you what I believe and what I believe is correct. This is as much an educational tool for me as it is for anybody else, perhaps more so. And the reason of that is because I am under no illusion. I haven't got a clue how life and consciousness work. I never claim to, and it would be idiotic to claim to. So what I want to do is to tailor these podcasts as discussions about subjects that you want me to look at. There's a huge, huge array of subjects out there that circulate around life, the sciences, religion, spirituality. In particular for me, life after death, because that's something that's very important to me. The only certain thing to happen to all of us is death. I want to know where I'm going. I want to look at subjects. I want to discuss subjects. And I want to ask questions in this podcast to you about subjects. And I'd like you to feed back to me what you understand about those subjects. Join me on a podcast, maybe, to have a discussion about it. Same as I've really been doing on YouTube recently and on Facebook Live. All these podcasts will also be uploaded onto YouTube for free. I don't believe in marketing this kind of stuff as a form of making money. That's not the way to do it. So as I say, this is an educational podcast, but it's an education for me as well as for everybody who's listening, because I will be asking questions and asking for responses from you to help me further my investigations in life. Because as we know, as hopefully many of us know, unfortunately some don't, life goes way beyond what we can see and sense and touch and measure. Most of our common sense can tell us that. So, what I'd like for the first episode, calling this the pre-first episode, for the next episode, I'd like somebody to send me something that they're interested in. Send me an article they read, send me a topic that they particularly want to know something about, or something that they've been interested in. Email me telling me about an experience they've had or whatever. Anything that we can start off the podcast with on a good foot. And again, there are so many subjects that go into this field that I don't have answers to anything. I only have opinions. Some of them very uneducated, I'm sure, especially those things I haven't experienced myself. However, I want on this podcast to give people the opportunity to give their opinions and listen to mine and maybe adjust their opinion based on my input, or for me to change my opinion based on your input. And that's how I want this to work, as a tool, not as a money-making scheme or a quick and easy have a religious epiphany overnight in 5 easy steps kind of thing, which many of these things are now online. It's all fake. But I want this to be a completely non-biased, objective, and no-nonsense look at life and every aspect that it entails. Both natural, paranormal, objective, subjective. So, what will you be getting out of listening to this podcast? That's the main thing. The only thing I can offer you, I can't offer you total knowledge, I can't offer you some profound experience, and I can't offer you years and years worth of wisdom. As I say, currently I'm 23 years of age. But what I can do is provide you with somewhere where you can look at any request, any experience, any belief from a completely non-biased, non-judgmental point of view, where you will not have any subject ridiculed, dismissed, or anything out of hand. We will look at everything objectively, subjectively, and respectfully. That's what I can offer you. That's what I hope I can offer you anyway. So if you want to help out getting this podcast going, you can contact me with requests for episodes or questions you have, or subjects that you want to hear me talk about or join me to talk about on the podcast. You can reach me through my contact information on www.seekingi.co.uk, or you can email me at seekingi.mail@gmail.com with questions, or, as I say, subjects you'd like to hear about. So, here's to a successful podcast series. Let's hope it goes well.